joining us on the sideline as well. We've got the Los Angeles Lakers facing the Oklahoma City Thunder. And so off the tip, it's Oklahoma City, all fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. Taking a look at the Lakers. Randall is the 4 with Lopez in the middle. Ball runs point with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope to his side. There, the backcourt. And it's Ingram, and at the 3, the small forward. So much electricity in the air. Opening day, opening night. Brent, how important is it for good young teams that have big hopes, big aspirations, to get off to a fast start and get their confidence captured already?
Well, didn't we see this last year with the Lakers, Kevin? You had all of a sudden Luke Walton as a new coach, and there was just this incredible energy. They had this fresh canvas to paint with. That'll go a long way, because if you win a few games, the coach says, I told you we can do this. This is what we want to stick with all year long, and we want to make this kind of progress. So exciting to see that opportunity in front of these guys tonight.
Patterson, the screen. Left side, Adams. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. That's on Brook Lopez.
And as you would expect, Steven Adams has grown into a larger role with this team. Really came in as a guy who could defend and rebound, but starting to become more of a factor within their offensive framework.
Once a 5-star recruit coming out of high school, Steven Adams has the size and smarts to really become a devastating big man in the NBA.
And the second free throw, good. And Greg, with Adams, he hasn't just been given more opportunity to display what he can do on offense. He's earned it.
You hit it right on the head. And as an example, a guy that was a bad free throw shooter, all of a sudden he became respectable because of his work ethic last season. Much more nimble in the paint than most would think. Just good awareness, and he knows when to pick his spots.
Now, here is George. And Adams with the slam.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Now, here's ball. Defense is right there. It's stolen by Adams. To the middle. Here's George. And George with the stuff.
And that's just not something Russell came in doing, being a playmaker. But what we're seeing out of Westbrook now, great vision.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
And one thing you have to say about Russell Westbrook, he is an absolute star. I mean, the type of player you can build around and win with. Just the total package on the offensive end of the floor.
LA's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. The numbers Westbrook put up last season in his MVP run, Greg, just staggering.
And you figured his numbers would get a bump, but I don't think anybody could have expected this guy to average a triple-double. I mean, arguably the most impactful superstar in the league.
Caldwell-Pope passes to Kuzma. Here's Ball. It's Ingram on the wing, defended by George. Shot clock at 6. Here's Kuzma. No good on the 3. The Thunder have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Patterson dishes to Westbrook. To the paint. Moves back up. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
But you don't want to give Adams the N1 opportunity. Better to wrap him up and force him to try to earn all the points from the free throw line. Well, Steven Adams can have an impact on the game, certainly defensively, certainly with the screen setting. But how about the character of the center of this basketball team? One of the most quotable players in the league, and he'll never hold back from speaking his mind in an interview. Gotta love his disposition.
And with Adams being so likable and quotable, a lot of it has to do with his incredible wit.
Well, I'm looking forward to the Steven Adams talk show once his career is finished. Or maybe not. Maybe before his career is finished. But when you're the younger sibling, you usually come up with a very refined sense of humor.
Right, like you, Brent. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. And Clark, while we have a moment, let's show you the list of players who put up the most points last year. Russell Westbrook, number 1.
And he's not going to forget that season anytime soon. And it's safe to say neither will anyone who watched him.
And the Thunder going with a whole new group out there. And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, it's just not a good pass. I don't know what he's thinking there. A poor decision.
Here's Oklahoma City. They're on an 11-3 run right now. Felton kicks to Cantor. The dish to Collison. Back to Cantor. The shot's good. Collison making the play. Cantor's got his first basket.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Hey, Brent, looking at the mental aspect of the game, we usually think about crafty veterans, but who are some of the craftiest young players that you see right now?
That's a good question, Kevin. I might have a few surprise answers for you. How about Tyler Johnson, maybe? Malcolm Brogdon in Milwaukee last year, who showed some things as an older rookie playing 4 years in college at Virginia. Chris Dunn, he's got a bit of trickery to him. And the last guy I'll throw out there is Joe Ingles. Has a little spice to his game when he's got the basketball in Utah.
Now here's McDermott. Feeds it to Collison. Dishes it to Cantor. The shot, no good. And the Lakers will go the other way with it. Here's Ingram, the 15-footer, good.
And Ingram hits these mid-range jumpers in his sleep. The defense can't allow him to get going from there.
Felton kicks to Cantor. And it's sent back by Bogut. And here's the fast break. Paul leading the way. That's no good. Couldn't get his first shot to go. They play the clock right. They can go 2 for 1.
Just got to time it up right.
To the middle. Here's Cantor. And it's sent back by Bogut.
Bogut knows his role so well and is always in good defensive position. Good block there.
And that one's good. Ingram. And first time of the game called for Oklahoma City. And the Lakers, Greg, for a long time could rely on the lure of Los Angeles to draw top free agents. History does a lot, it seems.
Yeah, Paul George listing them on his short list shows they still have that pull, but the Lakers will be big players in free agency, I believe, in the near future. Yeah, it's a good time to talk things over. Try to stop what's been a brutal run.
Yeah, he's got to use every device at his disposal at this point, and I think he wants to give other guys a breather right now.
And the Thunder going with a whole new group out there. Oklahoma City leading by 4. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Westbrook against Clarkson. The shot from the low post is good.
Yeah, Kevin, hope that's not a defensive tactic, but that's what you saw there. Westbrook handling the rock and has the quickness to drive on pretty much anyone.
Oh, how about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff. Patterson, the screen. Outside Westbrook. A 3-ball. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Thunder lead by 4. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And Russell Westbrook, a guy who has faced some criticism. Also,
it's tough, and I'm still learning every night to be.
Well, you have to love the competitive attitude, the desire to be great, not just for himself, but for his teammates, too.
And the emphasis on winning. That's why so many people in the league feel that it's just a matter of time before Westbrook puts those finishing touches on his game.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. What stands out to you from Oklahoma City in this one?
Aggressive defense in that first period. They forced several miscues.
You just start to wonder, how did we get to this score at the end of one? I think those steals really established momentum in their favor.
Inside, it's Patterson and Adams. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair, and it's George in at the 3 slot. That's the group for Oklahoma City getting going here in the second. First free throw is good.
Well, if you look at Andre Robertson, why he gets so much playing, and I'll tell you why. He can defend wing players and great scorers in this league like a hawk. That's the reason why he became a valuable performer through the years for Oklahoma City. This guy is so tough to guard. He feels like he could take any challenge that the defense is going to throw at him.
Here's Clarkson. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
And that's some inspiration. Steals, blocks, and a big dunk. Those are ways that you can really change the momentum in a game.
Well, they got to chip away at that deficit, and no doubt that'll help.
Well, the team needed just a bit of momentum shifting back to their side. They're excited. Let's see if they can maintain that excitement long enough to get some damage done.
And you look at Robertson, and he is clearly a defensive specialist for this team.
Well, he's a great wing defender, and so... No, that just happened.
And guys, I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is to get the 2 points, not necessarily the dramatics.
Oh, come on. He had to go for that, didn't he? My goodness. Clarkson against Westbrook. So the wing on the left. Outside, George. Shot clock at 5. Gets an open look and hits. George has got 6 points.
Well, Robertson, a nice job that time distributing the basketball, and a dependable player in these offensive schemes if he does that.
Kuzma can't get it to go.
I think what I'd like to see from him in this quarter is getting going from the perimeter. Hit a 3 in the first, nothing in the second.
Adams, right side. It's stolen by Bogut. Now the Lakers on the break. Here's Nance. Can't hit that one. George with the defensive effort. The Thunder leading by 6. Swiped it away. And here they come. Clarkson passes to Kuzma. On the wing, Nance. Pass to Hart. Lakers working the ball around now. Down to 5 on the shot clock. He had a nice open look right there. 10 points for him. Greg, you watch the Thunder play, and it's clear that this team comes out looking to attack. Everyone on the team wants to put it on the floor and go right at the rim.
And part of that is their leader, Westbrook, just setting the tone. I mean, team finished near the top in points in the paint last season, and the addition of Paul George just helps to enforce that strength.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over.
And sometimes you just want a reminder of what our objectives are tonight.
Yeah, get everyone on the same page and point it in the right direction.
Shots been coming from tonight. Here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and three-point shot attempts so far for the Lakers.
And they've pretty much ignored the corner 3 tonight. It's a useful shot to have. It really forces the D out wide and opens things up in the middle.
Felton dishes to Collison. Cantor trying to free himself up. Collison, no good. 3 on 3. Ball with a wide open look. And another 3 for the Lakers.
Yeah, that's 2 straight 3-pointers they've allowed.
Thunder have gone 2 of 6 in the field in the second quarter so far. Cantor against Lopez. Here's Abrinas. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
And they take the lead. Kuzma's got 5 points now this quarter.
Now he's torching the D right now, hitting a high percentage of all the shots he's let fly.
Here's Abrinas. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. Kicks to Ingram. It's over McDermott. That one doesn't go. And Oklahoma City will go with it the other way.
And looking back to last season, they won this season series as you'd expect.
Well, they were obviously the superior team a year ago, but a lot can change from one season to the next in the NBA. Let's see how this game plays out before we make any rush to judgment as to how they'll fare against each other this year.
Collison no good on the free throw. Los Angeles has gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. Ball with the bucket.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin, been the key. And 2 for 1, that's what they'd like to get right now.
Working the clock is one element, but you also want to get as good a shot as you can.
McDermott kicks to Collison. Ingram comes with the double team. Collison, no good.
Oh, and the D did not make that any easier. Can't fault the shooter for missing. That's a tough shot.
And it's Ingram missing. Lopez with the block. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Kuzma, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And what a gutty play. I mean, muscles his way to the rebound and then just pounds it home for the putback.
Well said, G.A. The battle on the boards, Clark, could go a long way toward deciding this game.
Well, especially when the game is this close, you recognize with your instincts the opportunity to help your team out. Just never flinched.
And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Los Angeles on top as they end the second quarter with a massive 16-4 run. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Oklahoma City.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And welcome to halftime. Hey, what a fantastic time of the year. NBA season getting underway.
I'm excited. I am really excited. I am really excited, honey.
A competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. Their field goal percentage was a robust 50% in the period. That's something they can hang their hat on. There were a lot of positives for them to take away from the second quarter, where they came from behind to take a 4-point lead at the half. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Lakers.
Well, their shooting accuracy was on point. It was good play calling, of course, by the coaching staff, but it was great execution by the team.
And now, Shaq, let's get your opinion on Oklahoma City.
You know, they haven't shot the ball very well. Not nearly enough quality looks. Right now, this game can easily come down to shot selection and how they run their offense. They need to keep the ball moving and generate better looks.
So that'll do it for...
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. Brett, when you played, you were able to score in a variety of ways. Which do you think you were better at, shooting off the catch or off the dribble?
There's no doubt that shooting off the catch, Kevin, was much easier for me. I love the fact that I could get my feet set, start to anticipate when the ball was coming, who the ball was coming from, and then establish my own rhythm for each of those opportunities to cast away at the rim.
I would think, though, you'd get rhythm by working off the dribble, too.
Yeah, sometimes you have to be able to do that, but I oftentimes use that dribble to maybe create another opportunity for a teammate. And then the other idea, Kevin, is if you're a great catch-and-shoot player, the pump fake and one dribble in, that's something you have to perfect to keep the defense honest in terms of their closeouts.
Starting off the second half, here's Luke Walton's 5. Caldwell Pope is the 2 with Ingram playing small forward. Then it's Ball, then it's Brook Lopez, and it's Kuzma in at the 4 slot. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. Kuzma's got the lead up to 4 now for Los Angeles. And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Pass to George. George double teamed. He kicks it to Patterson. Back to George. 6 to shoot. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And Brett, when you hear Donovan on the sideline or in the huddle, it's clear how big a motivator he can be for his team. He certainly gets the most out of his players from the stars to the end of the bench.
One thing that Billy Donovan did in the early part of taking the job with the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I remember it well, Kevin, I went to the UCLA campus where Billy Donovan had invited most of the roster for the Oklahoma City team, and he started to establish that trust in the off-season, being there for workouts, understanding the personalities of his team, and getting to know his guys. All of those things have reaped some incredible rewards in the early part of Billy Donovan's coaching career.
Stolen by Caldwell Pope, and here's the fast break. Ball leading the way. Here's Westbrook. He's got 5. And there's the pass to Patterson. To the middle. Here's Adams, and Adams with the slam.
Yeah, and coming into the league, Adams would sometimes be a little bit soft around the rim. No more.
Here's Kuzma. From outside, off the mark. Thunder trailing by 5. On the wing, George. Hits the front of the rim and out.
It's just been an off night for him. That doesn't happen all that often, but the thing that you do at this point is not to push it, not to rush it. Let it come back to you.
Out quickly, then the beautiful execution. You can't do it any better.
Well, there's running the floor, and then there's running the floor with purpose, and I love the energy on this play.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over.
And you really got to be in awe at the way that Kentavious Caldwell-Pope plays defense. So disciplined in this era of three-point shooting to kind of stay home on fakes and playing great position defense. He just sticks to his man like glue.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Felton against Clarkson. And there's the feed to McDermott. Cantor sets the pick for McDermott. Drops in the tray. McDermott's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Now Caldwell-Pope, it's not like he's playing defense on just anyone. Greg, he usually draws the opposing team's top scorer as his nightly assignment.
Yeah, and he's earned that responsibility because of his play. I mean, typically plays a ton of minutes and never slows down during the game. All around fantastic defensively.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Cantor sets the pick for McDermott. Inside, knocks it loose. Clarkson kicks to Bogut. Again, Los Angeles.
It's tough to match up with Bogut, especially his size and that soft touch.
Thunder trailing by 9. Outside, Felton. He feeds it to Cantor. Banked in off the glass. Cantor's got his second basket of the night.
And those close-range shots are what you want him taking. They always have a great chance of falling.
Clarkson with the ball. He has 5. Out to Nance. And he makes that one. Nance has got the lead back up to 9 now for Los Angeles.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Here's McDermott. A rebound by the Lakers. 44 seconds left to play in the third. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Los Angeles shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And a season ago, they hit about 75% of their free throws.
first free throw is good. No good on the second free throw. And the Lakers, Greg, have acquired some intriguing young talent. Do you see this group blossoming into elite status?
I mean, there's still some question marks. Injuries have been an issue. I do see some all-star potential for some of their young fellas. Superstar potential, though, tougher to say. They've got something to build on, though, and that's key.
And that one drops. 12 points for Steven Adams.
Well, Adams doesn't get his number called offensively all that often, but when he does, he can show you what he's capable of doing.
Now Clarkson. Ring shot on the way. It's not going to go for him.
Oh, you just relish those kind of opportunities, and the defense got lucky, but they need to guard that area of the floor a little bit better.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Lakers ahead, up 8. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter. Now let's hear what head coach Billy Donovan was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
We should never get beat like that in transition when they throw the ball. Those points add up right now.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up. 2K Sports, happy to have you with us. At small forward and power forward, it's George and Patterson. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair, and it's Adams in at the 5. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City.
George Lopez, Brandon Ingram,
George passes to Adams, and Adams with the slam.
Well, Adams on most nights is a complimentary scorer, so let's compliment what he's doing right now.
Here's ball, and stolen by Patterson. Ingram lays it up off the glass, and the Lakers lead by 8. So it's the Thunder now. Westbrook with it, now guarded by Ball. George, no good.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
And it's Ingram missing.
Yeah, tonight his shot's been a bit off, but still, they lead the game.
And here's George. Three-pointer. The rebound by Caldwell Pope.
Not a whole lot going down for him at this point. He just can't buy a break.
And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And, you know, so often we hear about a player coming out as an elite athlete, but Lonzo Ball is an elite basketball brain. I mean, this guy sees everything on the court, a terrific passer, but more importantly, he's a guy that players like playing with. He really approaches the game like a 10-year vet.
That's good from Ball. And with Lonzo Ball, you've heard all the comparisons to Jason Kidd as how he plays and views things as if it's a chess match. Greg, pretty good company to be in.
I tell you, that just shows the lofty expectations Ball has been saddled with, and he's the ultimate team player and plays to win. There are questions about his game, but what I always say is the fact that the players he plays with tend to play their best basketball, which I think is a reflection of his game.
Passes it to Robertson. Patterson, the screen. Here's Adams. Good on the short little jump shot. Adams has got 4 points this quarter.
You could classify Adams' postgame as raw, but the energy and aggression he plays with almost every game, that's where he hangs his hat.
Here's Ball. It's deflected. George dishes to Adams. Now here's George. D right on him, and it's Ingram with the rebound.
Yeah, I think the defense made an impact on that play, making the shooter feel a bit uncomfortable on release.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
Yep, just too anxious to try and make something happen out there. This is about the team, not about you.
Lopez with the steal. Here's Kuzma. That's short off the rim. Thunder trailing by 8. And Patterson kicks to George. George missing again.
Yeah, his shot just doesn't seem to be synced up right now. Here's hoping he finds it soon because his team is really going to need that production tonight.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
Well, collectively, they've done it tonight here. A passionate performance from the squad.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to kind of regroup and discuss ways to maximize these possessions.
And therein lies the trick, discussing ways to be aggressive, but not committing turnovers.
And now a chance to check out some of the tremendous play tonight from our Jordan Player of the Game.
And the shooting percentage, how about all the way in the 60s, shows how deadly he could be when he's feeling it. And as locked in as he was, they were trying to feed him as much as possible. But he never got out of control. I mean, he kept his head and just stayed patient.
These fans have been stunned by his performance. Of all the players they thought might do the most damage against them tonight, his name was not high on that list. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to listen to what Billy Donovan said to his team. He was begging them to step it up. He said, we've got to make the move now, or we're going to be out of time and out of luck. Give it everything you've got out there. Kevin?
Well, Bogut's capable, especially if there's that kind of room, of driving to the rack. Not many guys want to get in front of him.
And that one is off. Lakers leading by 10. Here's Ball. It's hauled in by Collison. And there's a minute 45 left in the fourth quarter.
And listen, you can't design a play any better to get a look that good. Just couldn't knock it down.
The best players know that is going to happen, and you just can't let it get into your head. It's a shot that you want to take.
Here's Cantor. He can't get it to go. And the Lakers take it the other way. Launches it. Hits it from three-point range. And 12 points for Lonzo Ball.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for Los Angeles.
A beautiful pass doesn't always get you on the highlight reels, but there were some spectacular dishes in this game.
You know what? It was a team that was in sync and just trusted one another to take the right shots.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. McDermott for 3. That's good, and so Felton has the assist there.
And finally hitting their stride. This is the run they needed earlier.
Well, easier to do once the game is on ice, as your opponent sometimes has a tendency to relax.
Nicky Collison. That's his second personal foul. Shooting for Los Angeles, Lonzo Ball. At the line for 2.
First free throw is good.
I tell you what, it's scary when you think about how much room Ball has to grow when you factor in how efficient he is already.
One of the more distinctive pairings in the NBA is here on this Thunder team. Brent, Adams and Cantor work close off the floor as well.
Well, the Stash brothers have a tremendous bromance between each other, and it's interesting how last year, really in December, Billy Donovan decided to play those two guys together, and they became very impactful as two bigs, Cantor being the scorer on the block and Adams cleaning up some of the messes. That helped this team find a little bit more consistent offense.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. McDermott's checked in. .40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's George. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
And the mid-range jumper really right in George's comfort zone. When he isn't blowing by guys and finishing at the rim, he's knocking that one down with consistency.
No one near Randall as he lets it go. Los Angeles with another miss.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Outside for George. Adams, right side. Oh, and it looks like that's going to be a goaltending call. Yep, that's it. So they'll get the basket.
And that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
7 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And that's out of bounds. The Lakers will retain possession.
Los Angeles ball.
And so the Lakers take the win. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Brett Barrett.